Hi, we're here with wonderful Miss Melba Moore. Ooh, the Tony winner. Honey, I have the nerve to call you honey. What
Well,
am I?
you can call me honey, Miss Mickey.
I was like, what am I thinking? You are, oh my, you're my dream. I'm listening to you all the time growing up. I remember when you were 19.
Huh? No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Because my mom, from the caravans, in the gospel group, and
Right. I forgot about that. Oh my God, what a hair. I remember it now. Yeah. Wow.
oh, honey, when you would come on, everybody would be so excited, and you were one of the people that I really wanted to be like. Of course, I never got to do Broadway yet, but
Well, you can still do it. That's right.
you never know. You know what I mean? And we've
Right.
been on a couple of shows together in the past, and it's just a wonderful experience to have you here and to really be able to speak to you. You look so good.
Well,
You look
thank you.
amazing
Well, I
good.
admire you too, Miss Mickey.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
Absolutely.
so
A great,
much.
great, great artist. Yeah.
I don't
Absolutely.
think a lot of the people actually know where you come from because you've been here throughout generation and generation. Not like you've been here forever, but you've been a part of the entertainment community and being a woman in show business and things like that. For everybody's life, you were successful during every different periods of everybody's life. We know you, so I wonder where you started.
Oh, okay. Well, I started professionally as a public school music teacher in Newark, New Jersey. That was my first paying job.
Really?
I was trained to do that.
Wow. Okay. And how were you discovered?
Discovered? Oh, okay. Discovered.
Or,
Well,
how did you come forward?
I know I'm trying to say how to put this right because I don't think it's like I was discovered, so I have to put it the way it was. Okay. Well, after I taught school for about 3 or 4 years, I asked my parents if they would help me because my parents were performers too.
Oh,
My mother was a singer, and my natural father, his name was Teddy Hill. He was very important with Mitten's Playhouse. He ran it, and he was a big band leader that was very successful. But they didn't. My parents did not marry, but my mother married my stepfather, who was a piano player that she and he worked with professionally, and he was from Newark, New Jersey, and so she moved me, my grandmother, and my nanny to Newark, New Jersey. So we began to have a full family there because my stepfather had a son and a daughter, and that was my first family. And I was already 10 years old, so I started late to have music in my life. I didn't even know I could sing until I was that old. If you're a singer, you know that. How old were you when somebody told you that you had a good voice?
about three.
Oh, that's my point.
Yeah.
So I didn't know I could sing at all until I was about 10 years old. My point is that I'm kind of a late bloomer,
Hmm.
and things didn't happen for me in what most people think is a normal way. So, my parents being musicians wanted us to have real jobs. So that's why I started out as um,
A
a
teacher.
teacher, as a teacher. But then after I did that for a while, and I asked my parents if they could help me get into the industry because they were musicians, they were performers. And so we started making the rounds to agents and people that he knew to get me into the industry. And to make a long story a little bit shorter, one of the first people I met and during that period was Valerie Simpson.
Oh, wow.
Because we were both making the rounds in different people's offices, trying to figure out how to do that or the other. I was trying to get into the industry. She was already in the industry as a studio recording artist, a singer, a backup singer.
Uh-huh.
So we exchanged numbers, and that's how I got into the industry to begin with.
Through
As a
Valerie.
yeah,
That's
and
amazing.
yeah, I thought that yeah. So I wasn't exactly discovered.
You pushed it. You said, this is what I want to do, and you did it. You went
Well,
in it.
I started to try and I got into it that way. Yeah.
I tell a lot of the upcoming artists that I may come across, I say, you got to put yourself in the way. You got to, if this is what you want to do, you got to put yourself in the way. You got to be surrounded by people that are doing the things that you want to do. So I think that's a testimony to that.
Yeah, I think so. So, but we say discovered. I usually think of, how did you become a star or a leading person in something. Well, on one of the background sessions was for a gentleman by the name of Galt McDermott, who was the music composer for the Broadway musical Hair.
Oh,
And he was being accompanied by the people who wrote the book for it and all the lyrics for it. And they were performing his version of the music on an album that he was doing of all the music from the Broadway show Hair. But I didn't have any background in theater. I didn't know what that was. But at the end of the day, this guy who with this big, bright, bushy, curly afro, looked like his fingers were stuck in a live plug, comes up to me at the end of 2 weeks of singing all this crazy music and says, well, how would you like to do hair? I said, well, excuse me, I don't have a Bachelor of Arts degree in music to do nobody's hair, because I didn't understand what he was inviting me to do a Broadway show.
okay.
But he was in the process actually of getting me discovered. So they invited everybody on the recording session to come and sing for the director and the producer, and they would find parts for us in the play. Nobody else on the session did it but me. So I went and sang for the director and the producer. They put me in the chorus of my first Broadway show, which was Hair. So was that being discovered? I don't know.
That is pushing your way in and being
Okay.
amazing enough to do it. I mean, you know, you're the
I'm
only one
supposed to
that
happen
went.
that way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So,
So
but
keep
while I
going.
was
I'm all into the story.
okay, well, while I was in there for, I did the show for a year and a half. It ran for about maybe, I don't know, a long time, maybe 10 years. I mean, it had a very, very, very long run, which is unusual for Broadway shows. I know that now. But anyway, the first person who did the female lead was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, beautiful, talented young woman by the name of Lynn Kellogg. Now, one point of, I don't know, small trivia is that her family was the Kellogg cereal family.
Oh,
The
wow.
next, she left the show to do something. I don't know, I don't remember what. But the next person who did it, her name was Heather McRae. She was the daughter of Sheila and Gordon McRae.
Oh, wow.
And she's beautiful and talented, blonde-haired and blue-eyed.
Hmm.
But the next person to do it was Diane Keaton. I'm making the story a little bit shorter. Diane left the show to join the cast of Woody Allen's Playing Against Sam, and he put her into movies, and she became this big movie star. My point is this. Somebody said, well, you always had these blonde-haired, blue-eyed people. I thought this was open and free because it was. Does it have to be a white person? And they said, I think that you should try Melba Moore. She just spoke up for me. And they said, well, we hadn't thought of it. Anybody can try for it if you want to. Anyway, they rehearsed me, auditioned me, and by letting me do the role, the leading role, on a couple of a Wednesday matinee and a Saturday matinee, and I got the female lead in the play in the Broadway musical Hair. Plus, I replaced Diane Keaton,
The first Black person. The
the
first.
first Black person to replace a white person in a lead role. All of that, but now I think that's when I was discovered.
Yes. I think it's wonderful, Broadway roots. I mean, I tried Broadway once a little bit. It's such hard work. It's a lot of work.
Well, you're a hard worker. You do it another way, another time. You do
Oh
it.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would love to do something now, but it's a lot of hard work. I don't think people realize it's more than, even singing the R&B is it's a lot, you know,
Right, right,
because when they started out, everybody came out and did one or two, three songs maybe, like at the Apollo in the 60s and even
right,
the 70s. We have to come out now and do an hour and a half, 2 hours of straight
right,
and it's
right.
hard work too. But
And R&B, you got to hoop and holler. You can't just. It's not pop music. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's not. It's not. And
Yeah.
and I think with your Broadway roots, I think Broadway is even more difficult.
It's very difficult. I mean, I didn't have any idea. I got into it, and they were training me on the job, so I definitely was not going to say no. But
Right.
I mean, I don't think it was any harder. It was just different. Because now, like, you have to tell the story, what you look like, and everything matters. If you're a great, great singer, very often as an R&B artist, it doesn't necessarily have to matter even what you look like. I mean, you want to look great, but
Right.
if you're a really great artist, people will accept you for that. But now you're having to tell a story. You having to be a character, a person, other than yourself. You have to sustain that, and there are a lot of things that you have to learn that make it a little bit more complicated. I'll put it that way. But apparently, it was something I could do. I would never have known that if that opportunity hadn't happened. So I don't think it's like everybody can't just get up and sing. Everybody can't just get up and act either.
No.
You know,
What you do is amazing. I'm telling you, when I see that you're going to be performing somewhere, I always think, oh boy, they're going to get an amazing show because this woman is a professional, an amazing talent. I stood next to you one night at a birthday party, and you were just singing "Happy Birthday"
Was that
in Chicago.
for Joe Jackson?
Uh-huh. We were,
Odie and Sharon.
yeah, we were just hanging out and partying, and you sang "Happy Birthday," and I was standing next to you, and I actually think I was holding on to you, and just the energy that came off your body from singing "Happy Birthday" was amazing. I was like, oh my God, it's a tremendous talent that you possess, and you wield it so well and professionally. That's when I was saying that when I hear you're going to perform, I'll go, oh my God, I wish I could be there because I know that
Oh no,
it's
Miss Mickey, no, no,
the
no,
real
no, no.
deal.
I've seen you, especially in some of your videos. Oh yeah, and you're usually in charge of you. It looks like you direct them because it looks like it's something that you conceive and you want to do. No, you're a marvelous actor and actress. Absolutely, you do the whole thing. You're an absolutely great, wonderful talent. No, and I think you know that too.
I want to talk about when you had your own TV show.
Okay.
How was that? You know, a lot of the kids now don't know that there was a time when we really were presenting class, elegance, real work. You know what I mean? And you've always been somebody to admire and look up to, even on a personal level as a woman. Do you know what I mean? And when you had the show, it was you and who, I forgot the man's name.
Clifton Davis.
Yeah, Clifton Davis. Can you tell us about it?
When we were learning on the job, once again, so we had great direction and great storytelling, but we also brought some people on with us as part of the cast because it was a comedy show, and I think we were among the first to do comedy, and we were inexperienced, and all of the crew people were white, and so the thing is, it was a different culture, and we wanted to be sure that people didn't make jokes that were insulting or not funny because we have a different sense of humor.
Yeah.
But we try to do that because we didn't have any experience doing this professionally, which is we both got the opportunity because Clifton had been in the chorus of Hello Dolly, which was that's just how we met one of the actors in my play in Purlie, which that I was in at the time. Novella Nelson was a friend of Clifton's, and she introduced us, and we started dating. We started being in love with each other. But he was down the street. I forget what the name of the theater was, but she was in Hello Dolly, which had originally starred Barbara Streisand, but this time it was starring Miss Pearl Bailey.
I remember that time.
That's what's so exciting.
Wasn't she
And
awesome too?
I was ridiculous.
Oh,
Yeah, you got to get chills thinking about the different artists that we have, and it's part of our inheritance and legacy. And her leading man was Cab Calloway.
oh my God. I met him one
Yeah.
time
Yeah, okay.
at the NAACP
Okay,
Awards.
if you did, okay, then you know what a charismatic, what a huge, what would you start?
Personality.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Personality. And Miss Pearl Bailey too. And Clifton was in the course of that. So it'll give you an idea of the kind of talent that he is and was too. And he was
Mhm.
just starting out, so he was just getting into the industry, and he wanted to be an actor and a singer and a writer and everything. But we were dating each other, he went from there to being one of the male leads of a Broadway musical, successful one called Two Gentlemen of Verona. So he went from the chorus of Hello Dolly to being a Broadway star. So we were kind of like the Sonny and Cher
I remember.
of Broadway. And so that's how we got offered by CBS. Well, actually, as a result of Miss Carol Burnett making it possible for us to be the summer replacement for her show. She opened the door for us to do that, to have that spot, because that's what we were. We only had a show because it was the summer replacement for her.
Isn't that amazing?
Well, all of these things I think are amazing.
And weren't you on Cher show as well?
No,
No, I thought I
mm-mm,
saw you on there.
never did her show, but it's going to be
She
hard
was
for
a
me.
champion as well, though, for
Huh?
She was a champion for
Oh,
artists.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember she having people like Tina Turner. She had everybody on it.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
Jacksons and so on and
yeah,
so forth.
yeah, yeah. But I
So,
mean, doing the show was a learn. I'm trying to say it was a learning experience because neither one of us really had done TV before at all.
oh, you did an amazing job. It was,
So we were always learning on the job. So I'm just saying, it was exciting, but it was more than exciting. It was nerve-wracking because I mean, I really had to learn different singing and acting technique because in the live in the theater, you're trying to reach the last row in the balcony. And I said, Miss Moore, calm down a little bit. You got the cameras right up on top of you. You don't have to sing that loud.
right. It's like, oh, pull it back, pull it back.
Hold up, way back. Let your eyes come down. You
I remember
calm down a little bit. You got a camera on you. It was
like you
very,
had
very
with the
different.
videos, as we're used to singing mouth wide open. What? Oh, Mickey, can you,
Right.
it's a camera, right? Yeah, I can
Everything
understand.
magnifies. You have to bring it down. You're going to look grotesque.
Yeah, I understand. So then, uh, um, how was Purlie? How did you
Oh,
find all of that experience?
well, I was doing hair, and after been doing it for a long time, I really didn't have a manager or an agent. I was trying to figure because I didn't get that really by auditioning, so I had to figure out what to do. So we're making the rounds of places that had open mics and stuff, and trying to figure out what we were going to do next. Going to get a record deal or whatever. And one of my fellow actors was saying to me, "Well, why don't you audition for some?" I said, "Well, I'm trying to get a record deal." And he said, "What would you on Broadway? You got your equity union card. You in the theater, girl. You need to try find something in theater." I said, "But I don't know nobody in theater." And so they said, I make the rounds all the time. They gave me the information of where to go and audition for this new show, the Black Broadway musical that was coming to Broadway. They said, but you don't know how to audition. You don't even know how to make the rounds. Another, don't worry about getting a play. Just see if you can learn how to audition. But long story short, I got the part.
Of course.
So that's how I got Purlie. And so then all the time that I was in it, well, and the reason I got it, Mickey, is because I was raised by a lady who was an orphan, illiterate, backwoods domestic who traveled around with different families. She didn't have her own family. So
Mhm.
I kind of had that personality to kind of know what it's like not to belong anywhere. Because I mean, the family, that's your first community. But
Right.
I know what it's like to them. My mother married this incredible person. I have a family. I'm a person. We study music. We start to develop and move in a certain way that you never would have had that if you didn't have that kind of support. And so now this thing is happening to me for being in theater. And I'm thinking, well, what in heaven's name is this here? What is this? Now, I remember now standing on the stage after so many times of having done the play and getting familiar with the character. And so you can have your mind can kind of look to some other things. You're not quite so focused on, oh my God, what's my next line? So I said, oh my God, they're looking at me. You realize you have to do something. You've been doing you, you realize what's been happening to you. And so you take a look out at them and they're looking at you and you looking at them. I said, oh. I said, oh. So, and this is a comedy. We're gonna be funny, and you're gonna you oh. So I realized that you're connecting, um, you're telling a story, you're doing an art. I realized a lot of different things. Um, you are becoming another person.
An
Uh,
epiphany, huh?
yeah, yeah. A lot of different things happen as a result of doing it enough times so you can kind of step outside of yourself and realize something has evolved here. And you go back and think maybe when you have some time not on the stage, what kind of person are you? What made you say yes and go try this? And was this what you were dreaming? Because actually, I remember having a dream about being on a stage in a church. but it was on stage. But it was
Uh-huh.
Purlie, because that's what it was about.
Oh my gosh. See, I want to ask one more question about this. How what was it the night that you won the Tony? What did you do? How did you feel? Did you have a big party?
Uh, First of all, most of the time I was doing the play, I heard them talking about the Tonys, but I didn't really think about it because I was trying to learn how to be an actor. It was too scary, and I would sometimes forget that I was a Southern person, my character, and I just had to really focus on that. It was just it was too scary, and all my fellow actors really helped me a lot. Did you know that Sherman Hemsley was in that show?
No,
You didn't know that?
no.
Did you know that George Faison was in that show?
Oh yeah,
You did?
kind of.
Okay. I,
Might be lying. I know the face.
that's what I do. Well, what George made my dress for the Tony Awards, and he explained to me what it was all about and everything.
Mm.
And so,
Okay, yeah.
but I really tried not to focus on it. I didn't. It was just there's too much going on in my life. It was too scary and too much to adjust to. And I remember performing, walking up the stairs on the Tony Awards, I think it was, and I think I Got Love. I don't know if we did two songs, or I just remember I did one song. I just remember sitting there, rocking the chair, and the lights was all over. Like in the theater, it's dark. There it was bright. I could see Pearl barely. I could see Rex Harris. I was, oh my God. It's I didn't know the categories after I got through singing the song and everything. I was trying to get out of there.
Oh my goodness.
And I was singing in the wings, and the stage manager said, well, they didn't call your category yet. When they finally did, the gentleman who did, his name was Jack Jones. He was a big, famous Broadway actor, but he was always a little high, a little tipsy. And when he announced the categories, he said somebody else's first name and my last name. So I
Oh.
was trying to get out of there. And then I heard them saying, Melba Moore. I said, oh my God, what did I do wrong? And they were correcting them to saying that no, the Tony Award goes to Miss Melba Moore. So that's my way of saying to you, I was in absolute shock.
Amazing. That is.
Shock.
Do you know Audra McDonald?
I've met her. Yes.
Everybody, she does an amazing job. I mean, I keep saying amazing because I'm really lost for words because it's
That's all right. You can keep repeating it. Don't try to find a word.
she's
That's
very
appropriate.
fine, very fine, theatrical actress. But they don't know that you're the template. They don't know that.
For Miss Audrey McDonald,
Yes.
well,
All of that, all of
I came
that.
before her.
Yeah, you came before her. Yeah, but that's how they know.
Well, yes, in terms of the racial tendencies and everything, absolutely, yeah.
Yes,
Well, I
absolutely.
think Diane
You
Carroll.
could step into any of the roles right now, any of those roles that she is doing, and even there's so many other roles on Broadway too that are absolutely perfect for you to do right now too.
But
But
they're
you
leading the
only
way
got to
now.
the
Yeah.
Broadway part of your career right now. We've only been talking about that, but you're also a heavy um, I don't, they say secular music, R&B music, but an artist that transitioned, not just, Broadway, but into our households and everyday music on our radios, to come from Broadway to television to our radios as well. That doesn't happen with very many artists. You know that. I mean,
No.
Judy Garland did something like that, but
Yeah,
you're
but I
that
think
for
it
us.
happened also because of her being so dominant in musicals, movie musicals.
Who?
You said Judy Garland.
Yeah. Judy Garland, yeah, she did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but of course, she lost her life very young and
Yeah.
didn't wasn't able to continue as
Okay.
you have,
Right.
and all of those doors are open for certainly Black women,
Yes.
actually,
Now they are,
because
not
of
because
you.
of me, but so many wonderful
Yeah, but
artists.
you're a very serious force that did that. You're
Yeah.
so
Oh, yeah. No, I
humble.
received that. I
Yeah,
received it.
you're so humble. You really are. But in my mind, it's it's just like when I hear, I don't get to come and see you often because you're often on the East Coast. And I really do hope you come to the West Coast so that I am able to, you
Oh,
know,
are you on the West Coast?
yeah, I'm on the West Coast right now.
Oh, okay.
I've been here for 5 years since the pandemic. My children live here. So when the pandemic happened, I wanted us to be together. So I've been here since then. I'm like, I'm ready to go.
Great, great, great.
Ready to go.
Well, I'll be out there in a minute.
When are you coming where?
I don't know. They're booking me.
Okay. Wait, well, I'll get with Ron again.
Yeah,
We'll find something. I mean, there's some a couple of really great venues. I'd love to see you. And
great, great.
the Sunset, what is it? The Sunrose Room? The Sunrose Room and Catalina's. Have you done Catalina's Bar and Grill?
I'm not, no.
Oh my gosh. You'd have to, yeah, we can hook that up. So
Great, great,
I'll give Ron everything. I thought I did before anyway. But
great.
we were talking about your transition into R&B, you know, in radio, even pop, you know, and the duets that you did.
Well, I guess back into R&B because
Disco.
that was my dream was to be a recording artist, and for Black artists, it's basically R&B. Not
Mm.
that there's anything wrong with that; it's fabulous. But when a theater happened, they were so separate. You had to make a special effort to get back into R&B. They were like two separate areas, and so it's kind of remained that way because I've never really had management that was a part of both. I think that's
Really
key.
difficult. But you did records and then you did the stage, you know, Broadway.
Well,
And
but
then you had
God is
TV.
God has always intervened. I sing, R&B music, but I'm really not secular. I'm really sacred.
Sacred.
I mean, as a person.
I get it.
So I was trying to meet some challenges that had happened in my life and my career. And I was in this little town called Hollywood, Florida. And I was trying to mount this one woman play with music. And I had put it up for just some feedback. The gentleman came in to see it and said, well, I saw you in Purlie, so I know you could belt it out. He said, but I didn't know you could sing classical music because I'd included some classical things. It was
You
autobiographical.
know.
And so he said, well, I really have something I think would be very powerful for you. If you would trust me with it, I'm going to go back and see if I can find a role for you in Les Miserables. He was the casting director. So I didn't just go back and do theater. Somebody brought me into it. And I did the female lead in Les Miserables. So that's a part of my
Mind blowing.
credentials now. Yeah. And
See?
so to me, that's how God is. And it's about Jean Valjean, who's a person who gets saved. That's what the story is about.
Mhm.
Of course, in the French Revolution, don't have nothing to do with Black people. So that was unique.
That is. That's part of your gift. You transcend all of that. And at the same time, you wear your Afro puffs and sometimes, you know, oh, and then the Marlena Dietrich look. And I mean, I said that because she's way back then with the tie, remember? I mean, with the hair back.
Yes.
Fabulous. And I have a couple of people here. Well, this is Cal. Step into the. This is one of the kids that I work with a lot.
Hey, how you doing, Miss Moore?
Hi.
They helped me get this together. He had a question. He said, you know, that Melba basically discovered
Oh, I know. Oh, Luther Vandross.
Luther Vandross.
No, I didn't discover Luther. Luther used to be studio backup singer. Did you know that?
Yeah,
You knew that.
he's a kid.
Well,
Put your head down. He's 32.
and I think Luther's always been a star. Well, and I did some recordings, and he did backup on some of my recordings. But you listen to the recording, you can still hear him sticking out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He just couldn't help it eventually. And then he's always been like a great composer and everything. So, then of course he blossomed out on his own. And then of course he was doing commercials like Kentucky Fried Chicken. I remember I went to see his live show, and he brought a whole string of Kentucky Fried Chicken books out on the stage for a joke. He didn't have to sing those commercials anymore. He was a star, all right. Was that your question? Did I discover Luther? No,
And I have one more question with that. with the when you were in the club. I know you talked about it in one interview, but when you were in the club and you heard and he did his showcase and you went like crazy ham. For you, was that like, I know you said it was good to see him, but for you was like a exciting moment to see like somebody you work with actually like killing it?
Seen who?
When you saw him in the
Luther.
Luther in the club at night, I know you talked about seeing him one night when he did a showcase, and you said that like you were like screaming for him. He said you were like going ham for him, and so for you, I
I
was
don't remember that, but I'm a fan. I know that.
yes,
I,
ma'am.
I probably was screaming for him because I get like that. I'm a real fan for people.
I am too. I love that. And this other thing, this guy lost 200 pounds. And he said to me, I wonder how Miss Melba keeps her weight down. She's never been fat, huh? I said, oh, no, she's never
Yeah.
been fat.
Well, I've been a little plump, but when I am, I cover it up. I only show this part. This part always stays skinny.
No, you are so amazingly gorgeous. Like I was saying to Mickey, I said you are like the Angela Bassett of music. You have the baked body. You have been together forever.
Oh,
So
Miss Angela Bassett is ridiculous.
you are too.
Yes.
No, but I couldn't play Tina, honey.
No, because you was Melba.
No, I just mean, she's such an athlete besides everything else. And so is Miss Angela Bassett, of course.
What?
But I can't dance. I work out and everything so I can stand up and sing.
That's what's up. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And how have you been enjoying DJ Nice?
Oh, wow. Well, he's just been unbelievable. He's again like taken a situation, the COVID, and helped usher in a new era of the internet and what it can do, and taking the gift of being a DJ and a performer himself, along with so many now who are producers and bookers performing. They do a lot of the booking and some of the well, they've taken the industry to a whole new place. And of course, he did a great public service by providing information and encouraging people to get out and vote, just doing a variety of things, more than just playing wonderful music. But the interprets and important thing that he did as far as music was bring people together and not separate them like the music industry was doing. You have to be in this category, that age, that type, that this. You can only get on this if you made this type of chart. He played music that everybody would love, and he brought people in because he loved them, and it gave such unity and diversity. It just opened everything up, and of course he has such great taste, and he's such a good person. It just exploded. I wanted to say, but it really exploded.
I enjoyed seeing you on there and your dress and you're walking. It made me happy.
But I think that's what he did,
Yeah, you looked happy, and it's like you were having fun, and now the joy. I loved it. That's amazing too.
Well, I think that's our job, really. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I like to weaponize joy. Because it's not trivial. It's very important. It's very vital to your health, your spirit, everything. Joy is very important. So I'm glad. I'm always going to be. I'm sure I'm joyful if I'm having an opportunity to perform, because my spirit takes over.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. It really is. I repost most of the clips that I see, because I'm like, oh, this is incredible. Oh, I hope people see this. I just really want a lot of the up and coming artists to see you and to take from you whatever they can or may, because it's all good, and it's something that all the entertainers need, whether it's the joy or the beautiful singing, the breath, the tones, it's the uplifting, and I love you did everything. You did disco. I mean, come on. It's you're one of those artists, and it's a privilege, a pleasure. It's amazing to be here with you. Also, I just need one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
If you
guys are Miss Mickey.
Miss Mickey, baby. if there's something that you can tell the young Melba Moore that's coming up now, the one that's 19 right now, what would you tell her?
Have courage. You don't know what it's going to be. Do exactly what you did. Follow your heart. Keep trying. It's not going to be easy, but don't give up. And I didn't give up. So I think I would give myself the same advice. There's been so many surprises, but if you didn't find the courage somewhere to just, because sometimes it's very devastating. Maybe you've been rejected, or you've lost everything, or maybe you had death come in the family, or so you've lost, really have some difficult challenges. But try to find courage somewhere to um, find your calm and your peace and see, can you get back up again?
Yes, this is a musical family, and most of us call you Auntie Melba. The girls that are around, we especially Melissa Morgan, and I see you guys go overseas sometimes together, and
Yeah.
I really love that you always are willing to support us. Um, and that you're there. I always know I can call you or I text you in the DM, and you're just a wonderful person, and you're a pillar of strength, a wonderful example, and I want you to know that. And I really, from my heart, thank you for coming on with me today.
Well, I'm really impressed with you as an interviewer because I didn't know you that way. I knew you were brilliant, but I never really had an opportunity to exchange with you. So I really appreciate being with you today, just as a person.
Thank you. I love you very much. Want to say bye, and then we won't keep you anymore today.
See
All
you
right.
later. It was great meeting you, Miss Moore.
Thank you so much. God bless you guys.
Thank you.
All righty.